What's up, Frenzy Head Nation? It's Coach Cole coming to you live from the outdoors of my house, right outside the Sports Frenzy Studios. And we're doing the weekend wrap-up because it's such a nice day. We're doing it outside. So, weekend wrap-up for Season 11, Episode 29 of Sports Frenzy. This week, our scores, I have Mapstone with 13. Lucas L. Wait a minute, look at my scores here. Lucas L was 17. Lucas H was 16. Kate was 16. And Jessica was 16 points. And I thought I wrote my score down, but I didn't, so I'll have to tell everybody my score later. All right. Boys college baseball. Olivet versus Adrian. That game was canceled. Yeah, canceled. Not sure why, but canceled. Siena Heights getting the win over Lord's Gray Wolves. 8-1 is your final there. In your first 3-point bonus game, the Cedarville Yellow Jackets get the victory over the Hillsdale Chargers. 15-3 is your final in that game. Michigan Wolverines versus Northwestern. That game was canceled. And the Penn State Nittany Lions get the victory over the East Lansing Burning Couches after I picked you guys. Again, you let me down. It's getting a little windy, so my sheets are blowing around a little bit. But that's all right. It's still beautiful out here. In women's softball action, we had the Kalamazoo Hornets getting the victory over the Adrian Bulldogs. 4-0 was your final there. The Cornerstone Golden Eagles getting the win over Siena Heights. 11-3. Ouch was your final in that game. Western Michigan gets the victory over the Toledo Rockets. 16-13 is your final in that game. The Hillsdale Chargers getting it done against the Findlay Oilers. 7-2 is your final there. And the mighty Michigan Wolverines getting it done against Penn State. 7-1 is your final in that softball game. The Indiana Hoosiers beating the East Lansing Burning Couches. 3-0 is your final there. And the Toledo Rockets getting it done against Ball State Cardinals. 6-4 is your final there. Moving on to baseball action. We have the Detroit Tigers getting killed, destroyed, annihilated, wiped out. The big 0 to the New York Yankees. 10-0 was your final in that game. The Philadelphia Phillies managed to pull off the win against the New York Mets. 2-1 is your final there. In your second 3-point bonus game this week, we see the Cincinnati Reds getting the victory over the Chicago Cubs. 8-6 is your final there. And the Minnesota Twins taking it to the Kansas City Royals. 9-1 is your final in that one. And in your last Major League Baseball game, we have the San Diego Padres over the San Francisco Giants. 3-2 was your final in that one. On to NHL hockey action. We have the Detroit Red Wings getting it done against the Tampa Bay Lightning. 1-0 is your final there. Good job, Wings. However, my St. Louis Blues fall to the Minnesota Wild. 4-3 was your final in that game. The Vegas Golden Knights get the victory over the Arizona Coyotes. 3-2 was your final in that game. Major League Soccer action. We have the Montreal and Columbus tied at 0 apiece. Nobody scored. Apparently nobody won. I have no idea. This must be a draw, one of those draws they were talking about. Anyway, everybody gets a point for that game because it was a tie. Orlando gets the victory over Cincinnati, 3-0 as your final there. And New York gets the victory over Philadelphia, 2-0 is your score there. Moving on to NBA basketball action. The Portland Trail Blazers get the victory over the Brooklyn Nets, 123-109. And the Sacramento Kings get the win over the LA Lakers, 110-106. Next up, we have the Detroit Pistons falling to the Charlotte Hornets, 102-94. And the Golden State Warriors get the victory over the Houston Rockets, 118-87. And in NASCAR action, we have my guy, Kyle Busch, in the number 18 Toyota, winning the race this week with number 1. Kevin Harvick in the number 4 Ford, coming in at number 2. And Brad Keselowski with the number 2 Ford, coming in at number 3. If you chose one of those 3 guys, you got a point for NASCAR this week. All right, that's it. That's all I have for you guys for the weekend wrap-up. We'll see you guys again back here for next week's edition of Sports Frenzy Season 11, and we are on the 30th episode of the season. All right, I'm the coach. Be blessed, everyone. Have a great start to your week, and I will talk to you guys again later in the week. Take care, everybody.